Hi guys, so welcome to Learn Chess with Dr. Victor. Today we're going to learn how to do chess puzzles, spot the tactics. Let's go. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is look at what we'll do a 3 minute puzzle rush, then which will be pretty fast. Then we'll go to survival, so we can go through step by step puzzle solving. Hopefully, we'll get to 50. So let's see how this goes. So the 3 minutes I'm going to play very fast, and I'll explain very little. So please bear with me. I can see Queen and Knight threatening checkmate on G7, so I'm just going to pick that immediately. This is a wait, is it? What? No, knight. Checkmate. Goodness gracious. I was already talking about how I was going to show you guys how to play chess. Then I almost blundered on move number 2. So just a free queen. I probably should be a little bit faster here because this is not really the main point of the stream. The main point of the stream is a little bit different. And to show you, like now, you'll ask me how am I solving puzzles so fast. This is actually not even fast. The faster guys by far, literally. And I think one of the big issues is mouse speed for me because that's mouse sleep due to goodness gracious. Anyway, it's fine. So mouse speed is a bit of a problem for most of us. So yeah, that's really what it is. And let's play this check, take this bishop, and I think we are still fine. And to pick this guy, then make a queen at the far end. Wait a minute, how does this work? That's the move. Interesting. Let's take here. Let's make a queen because the knight is undefended. Right. I think we can do a nice little checkmate here. Let's do a checkmate right there. Bishop comes check. I take the. I can't do that. Very simple chess. Man, this is not flattering at all, but it is what it is. Take a rook. Nah. Got it. Okay, fine. So anyway, 3 minute rush. I'm on my last chance. So I have to be very, very fast. Let's take this guy and win a knight here. Let's take this guy and win this guy here. This is a double check, which is generally king has to move and it can't move. Check, check, check somewhere. Oh, this check is best. Okay. Oh, interesting. Checkmate here. Strange that I still scored 30. I can't believe it. Let's play this check. There's a check somewhere else and we score. What's there? Let's check. Goodness gracious. Let's pick this guy. Okay, so that wasn't a really bad rush. Scoring 32 is not a bad idea. Let's play again. I really feel very bad about that. I'll probably explain a bit less and hopefully I can score a little bit higher. So let's see. It's okay. There's a checkmate right there. See this checkmate. Let's see how it goes. What happens? We play here. Queen. Yeah, let's play here. Strange move. Let's take that queen and make another one right there. I think I want to pick this because this queen is okay. Trapped. Fine, what happens? Oh, I can't see this one by the way. What's the answer? I just attack this queen. This is a smothered mate. Interesting. Actually fell into something like that very recently. So let's play this check. Does it result in checkmate? I didn't see, I didn't check. If there's a mate somewhere there that I didn't look at keenly. But this is nice. The pink. I can play here because this check works. And I think I can play this check. Not that. Play here. Okay. I think I can pick. Does it work? Surprise, surprise. Temptation. Start. This is okay. 31. All right, fine. Okay, so we'll just go now to survival so you can explain everything, how to spot the chess tactics. So the secret actually is to do a lot of chess puzzles. Then what happens is that you begin to see patterns. So for example, you just see already I have my two rooks here. They look very active. You feel that they're kind of there's something. See, the bishop is looking at that king, back rank mate. So you can always sacrifice because you have your two rooks lined up there. So similar case, I see that's just an undefended piece, hanging piece, but also I see this open line. I see that rook that is sticking at home. That's how you develop your pieces. So I know that that's the correct move. If your queen can land next to the king and it can't be captured, that is always a checkmate. Well, okay, there's some circumstances where it's not. Here the king has no escape square, so anything that can attack it to this line can give checkmate if it can be captured, and that's either a queen or a rook. Fortunately, I have a rook and I can pick those three at the same time. I can see there's a very critical square here, attacked 3 times, and so I feel that I can, so the question is whether queen first or rook first. The problem is that the rook doesn't move diagonally, so if I play the queen first check, I take with my rook, the king will have this square. So that's why you start with your rook first, you take with your queen, and it's a nice, beautiful checkmate. Bishop attacking, queen attacking, you have to be very careful. These bishops are sort of distant snipers. They have it from a distance, but you have to know that those guys are literally trying to cause trouble. Yeah. Now the reason why we had a bit of problems earlier is because this guy is not connected to charge. So we're going to run out of battery. Who did this? I'm not sure. Maybe it's me. There we go. Hopefully it's charging. I hope it is. Let's see what the display is. No card. That's ISO. Okay, let's do this one. Okay. It's charging. Okay, fine. So this is a checkmate. What am I seeing? So I see bishop and king lined up. I have a rook, and I just checked briefly if that square is defended. It is by that pawn. So this is a check, and I win the bishop. Again, I see a situation where this king, I have my rook, I have my queen. So a number of factors you look at in chess, those being things like king safety, piece activity, and you can see clearly that this king is less safe. Okay, maybe this king is also unsafe, but like the tactics just work out right here. The bishop is defending that square out there, so that doesn't work. So one of the big secrets of chess is get your rook to the 7th rank automatically. So you already have a queen attacking a king. The king is unsafe. You want to add more people to the party, more attackers, and this is a heavy piece. So checkmate is going to follow. No need to worry about anything else. So again, I see I have a pawn here. Don't forget your pawns. Pawns are very powerful. The pawn is defended. this bishop is already very powerful. You may be tempted to take, but that's a blunder because you're trading your queen for a pawn. Ah! That's absolutely terrible. Anyway, we don't quit. That was absolutely terrible. This is a checkmate. I was telling you what not to do, and then I just slipped. Alright, so look again. The rook is attacking those squares. Bishop is attacking. You have active pieces. Bring more pieces to the party. This we've seen already, this kind of sacrifice, because the king goes up to the end. Once again, the rook is on the 7th rank, very happy and powerful. Bring somebody else to that party. This is going to be a check. I have this piece in the middle. That makes this guy a power piece. Whenever I take this person, it can't be touched. Now, there's one nice move. It's called a double check. Now, the double check means that the king must move. So if I come here, the king can come into this square, okay, right here. But if I come here, it's a double check by queen and knight. You can't stop both checks. In a double check, you have to move the king cannot move. That's a nice, beautiful checkmate. Okay, so this checkmate, you want to know it by heart. So I know this pattern where there's a knight on a square like this, okay, and then the rook comes, it's always mate because the knight is also defending that square. So like this check, and this is a checkmate. So pay attention to that particular one. This is another beautiful one because of these weak squares. Where did these pawns go to? The problem with weak pawns is the squares in front of them. I can comfortably bring my queen there. You have to block. I check and take your knight. That's a nice, pretty checkmate. So here, how can I win as black? I sort of have to make a queen. And I can't make a queen because there's this very nasty guy who intends, the moment I push this pawn forward, they just take it. And even if I could take back with my king, I'm left with a bishop that cannot queen. So what do? I need to protect my pawn and block this bishop's attacking line. And it's very, very important to do it now, because if you don't, then this bishop will come to this side and it's not very easy to block it off. No, actually it's still easy. Okay, fine. So I play here. This is the only move. Okay, it's knight take. Okay, very important thing to ask yourself. Opposition, what's going to happen? If I just push this pawn forward, king comes closer, that pawn is fallen. Instead, this is what you're going to play. We're going to play here. White, I'm going to play here. White can't play here because the pawn is there. So instead, they're going to play to c1. And then I can step up forward and have opposition. Once you have opposition, there's nothing to calculate. It's just going to be a simple win. So this is a move. This, that. That you sort of know by heart. Our question is, how do you know that works? Yeah, it's a very good question. So this is an interesting puzzle. I'm already, the move I wanted to play first was this. Then they surprised me with bishop. These bishops can be kinda tricky. So the other thing that I see as a possibility is, it is so sad when someone thinks like that. This is so nice that I'll take your bishop, let you take my rook, and I take your rook. So here now is calculation, because you really have to look at checks until the checks end. So immediately the first thing I saw is, okay, fine, I thought I could do this check, it doesn't work. So I was looking for a way, because this bishop is undefended. I thought maybe I can play this check. When they take it, I can't come here to fork because we'll just take my rook. I know that when a queen is here and the bishop is here, then a knight fork is possible, you know, so but the knight can't get to that square. But instead, there's this very nice knight fork. So when I play here, the first thing I saw is that the king will move away. It can't defend this bishop, but it can attack my king, my rook. So you always have to ask yourself, when I check the king, it moves away, where does the king go? And the king in this instance is going to the square f3, and f3 is a serious move. And I wondered, okay, can I move my rook with check? Because I'm still attacking your bishop. If I move my rook with tempo, then I am able to take a bishop for free. I didn't find a nice square for that. But then I saw that if I take your bishop and you take my rook, I have this nice square here attacking your queen, attacking your rook, and I'm just a whole knight up. So what's the secret in this kind of calculation? Just keep going until there are no active moves. Like if they're checks, checks are very easy. You can calculate like 10 moves because checks is just forcing. Like, is this 1, 2, 3, 4? Very easy. And that's actually the answer. And it's forced because if I play here, and actually there's something else I need to say. So if I play here, check, then they move here, I take your bishop. Now, of course, if they take my rook, I can play here, check, and attack your rook, but they can move the rook with tempo, which is where they have a nice little check here. And when they do that, what do? They're still attacking my rook. Fortunately, my rook can escape from this attack and come and block this attack. So that works amazing. That's the first thing I have to check. The second thing is that this rook can move from this square and it comes and attacks my knight. What can I do? I can actually bring my rook to defend my knight. Let's say the king comes up once again attacking my knight, and I can just move the pawn there. So lots of calculations I'll probably take us through, but this is the answer. In a long game, let me show you what I mean, what I'm calculating in that whole line. And a lot of those things come with time and experience. So there's this check, you take here, this. So what I'm saying is a couple of things. Yeah, so takes this check, you look for your most active square for your king, right? This doesn't look right, obviously, but there's this move here because you're attacking the rook. So now I take this guy, and you see that if I take here, it's not going to work out great. So what do? You have this check. Your king is still attacking my rook, and your rook is attacking my king. So the first temptation is to move your king away, but that's a blunder because you lose the rook, and now you're actually losing the game. Okay, actually you're losing the game because rook versus knight in this position is not very pleasant. So fortunately I can save my rook and save my king by this one move. Okay, that's what I mean. So I'm still a piece up. Again, yes, you can try and take this guy, but this position, as long as I keep this pawn, is an easy win. Of course, rook and knight versus rook is often drawn, so you have to be very careful there as well. Keep this pawn, try and win that one, make a queen or something of that nature. So instead, black may decide to come and attack the rook, the knight here. Again, you're attacking my knight, I'm attacking your rook. So I have to make a decision. And I think that the move I had in mind was this kind of a move. And then I thought he could attack me here, which an I see can't because the knight is there already. But even if that were possible, I was just going to move my pawn up one step. Let's say this move is always possible. I'm not saying that's what you're doing because there's a pawn here. I don't know whether we can save it or not. Still same circumstance. All right, we'll go back to the... Is that where we were? Let's see. Yeah, okay, fine. So let's go back to the puzzles. We had a very unpleasant pawn rush. Okay, fine. This is quite tricky actually. First of all, you're attacking my... So the move that comes to mind first I'm calculating is this, takes, then I have this nice little check here. And the problem with that check is I see there's a move like this, and then I can't even play the move I want to play, literally. Okay. The other move I looked at was this, because I felt that if they take here, I take back with the queen and you can't really stop that checkmate. But then I saw the queen is also attacking here, so that doesn't quite work. Oh, I see an undefended rook there. Do we have checks? Yes, I have a check. This check, and I've calculated to see if it just takes, say for example, with the bishop, what do we have? Can't see anything. That's pretty much it. So what else can you do? Okay, so this is move number 18. It's a 1000 rated puzzle, meaning it's super easy. Let me look at material. Equal pawns. This pawn is a bit advanced, so there's potential there somehow. Takes. Do we have another check anywhere? So there's this one check. Of course, the queen can't block because I'll check you. You take, I take. So normally in chess, when you have one line having a solution, then you look at the other solutions as possible. So when this check happens, of course, you can't move back because queen and rook, there's going to be checkmate. So what I don't have an answer to is this move. They play the pawn here. That's when I do not have an answer. I honestly do not have an answer to that question. Initially, I thought that I'd play my queen here, but then they can just take. I take back, and I think they take this pawn, and I'm worse. I think maybe I'm not worse drawn because I can also check. You take this pawn. Plus, it's kinda tricky. I think. Oh, I've seen the move. That is a criminal move. So what you want to look at is what the pawn moving forward leaves behind. It leaves behind the square. Chess is about squares as much as it's about pieces. Yeah, so they can't play here because my rook can come to e6, and that's lights out. Okay, so this we already saw. This is what we're planning to do. A fairly tough puzzle. There's no way that puzzle is rated 1000. So, for example, this is what I mean. Check. I already saw this. Okay, fine. Check. Then you take here. And this I know from, you do a lot of puzzles, you get to know what the positions look like. But what I wanted to show you actually is what stamped me why I didn't play immediately is after this. Of course, you cannot play here because both of these moves are checkmate. You have your rook at the 7th rank. That's very easy. So 2 lines work, but what doesn't work is what I hadn't seen is this, like, what's the idea? I thought first I could play here, then I saw the queen is right there. Those things don't work because I thought I'd be attacking your rook. I have some checkmate threats, but in fact, there's this move, which is really good because I'm attacking your queen, and this is going to be checkmate. When you have a rook and a queen like this next to a king, that king is pleading for mercy. That mercy is not coming. So yeah, that's just fine. All right. So this particular puzzle, what's going on? I see the possibility of trading something. No, we'll just win a second pawn. I think that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, but that's not enough. To be honest, I haven't fully understood it. I'm thinking check. King has to come to this line. I want to check you here so that I keep a defender there. Then I take this pawn with my bishop. I have 2 pawns, but is that enough? So 2 pawns generally are enough to win, but am I exposing myself to something that I do not want? Okay, so let's think again and think through one more time whether there is a better move. For example, something that can force this trade of queens, but it's also tricky this endgame because all I need is to Okay, so I'm getting a bit of a tunnel vision. I'm getting stuck at this. Check, takes the pawn. I'm looking for something better. Wait a minute, we are playing black. Which is much easier because it's just a check here. When you move down, this is checkmate. Okay, it wasn't exactly checkmate. That's bad. Okay, so I'm already calculating like 2 rook checks and a bishop check, and it looks matish, to be honest. Actually, it's mate, not like it looks matish. So I'm thinking, so you start with your checks first. Checks captures attacks, and I can see this rook is doing a very nice job. This king is very unsafe. There's a nice little check here. The king can't cross, can't cross, can't cross. Sort of only move maybe here, not maybe is. I check you again here. Sorry, let me. So this check, king goes there. This check, king goes there. This check, and that's a checkmate. Okay, so just calculate that, and you want to bring the pieces in tempo. That's a checkmate. Sometimes you want to bring pieces in tempo. Here I can see my rook and queen are lined up. They're attacking this guy and this guy. My knight can come out of the way, attacking this bishop. But how do we get there? By taking the bishop, of course. Then I think we can just go ahead and take this guy, and we're a piece up. Very happily so, a piece up. This is a nice little checkmate. You may be tempted to play this check here, but it doesn't work because the queen just comes back. So you want to see if your check can be blocked, if your queen can be captured, if that check can be blocked. But in fact, there's a better way to do it. First, move this king away, so it's not defending this queen anymore. Now when you bring your queen, then I can take it with impunity because the king has moved away. So pay attention to that. Okay, so this is very easy. This king is quite unsafe. Black was going in some adventure that doesn't work. So that's kind of checkmate. Here, it's a very nice concept. So I already have the answer because it's basically just loving what is called Zugzwang. And what you want to do is to play your king. So I almost slipped on move number. I don't know what puzzle number that was. I went like number 10 or something. So the idea here is, it looks like black has more pawns. Not looks like, black has more pawns, like by 2 pawns. But the king isn't safe. So I want to sort of almost, if I played here and the black king can't move, it looks like stalemate, except now black has 1 move, and that's the plan. I pick it and my pawn becomes a queen faster. In fact, you'll queen right after me, but then I have a check, and that check, the only way to stop it is to block with your queen here or here, and I take with my queen and it's going to be checkmate. So this is what I'm doing. I'm trapping your king, it cannot move. So this is what we've just spoken about. I queen you queen, but I sort of stalemate. So this is a very nice one because I can see already queen and rook already in an open file. So then these guys are there. So literally this is a fork. I'm attacking the knight, the rook, I'm attacking the queen. And if you take my knight, then my 2 guys can take this guy who's defended 1 time. I hope that is very clear. And that's what's happening in that position. So already the first thing I've done a very quick check. Can I play check here? No, that's not gonna work. But I have another check right here. And this king is actually out of squares, out of moves, out of life. It's a checkmate. So I sort of see this piece here that doesn't look like it's having a healthy life. It looks a bit unhappy. I'm wondering whether I have a tactic that works, and I've seen it already. Undefended piece. My bishop is very active here. Just bring a rook up, a queen up to the 7th rank. So a lot of chess tactics are about double attacks. If you can threaten 2 things at the same time, when the opponent solves one, the other falls. So literally, this checkmate is not possible anymore. There's a rook. If I try this, they take my rook. If I pick up the bishop, they take my queen. But that piece. So always be very careful about those kinds of moves. Okay, this looks like it was a queen's gambit declined or something. Later on, something was exchanged. I'm not sure. the temptation I have is to win a bishop, which, okay, I've seen the entire sequence, so I'll explain what it is. So in chess, you always want to pay attention to lines, like things that are on the same line. So you can already see that if this knight were not here, then I'll be attacking here 2 times, right? So we've looked at this before. How can I go about it? I can take this knight, right? If I take this knight and you take back with your queen, then my bishop will take your bishop, you take back with your knight, and I take a second time, because I'll have 2 attackers. When you have 2 pieces lined up like this, it's called a battery. Can be a bishop and a queen, can be a rook and a queen, can be a rook and a rook. So you have this kind of a battery, 2 pieces in line defending each other. However, black has an in-between move called a danger level move by Gotham Chess. It's also called Zwischenzug or Zwischenzug. It's a French word, German word for in-between. So when I play here, picking your knight, you don't have to take immediately. You can actually play here, which is what's going to happen. So I'll play here, you'll take my bishop attacking my queen. Now I don't have time to escape with my knight, because if I try to escape, and I already checked if this knight can escape with tempi, and since my queen is under attack, tempi in this instance are only 2 things. The knight should move away threatening the king or threatening the queen, one or the other. So if it doesn't have those kinds of moves, then I have to react to this and I'll just take the bishop back. Now you take with your queen, then I see another line, that this queen is now on the line of my bishop, right? And while at this moment, this bishop is not defended, once my queen comes here, I see you on the same line, and my queen is now defending that bishop. So what do I have? I have my power piece here, which I can move forward attacking your queen. And interestingly, when your queen moves away, I have this extra move, trapping this bishop. Does it make sense? It's not super complicated. This is just like 1, 2, 3, 4, a 4-move tactic. But of course, as I'm looking at the main lines, and the main lines actually apply, you also look at what's for Steven? Yeah, Steven, it's all good. Yeah, I mean, just enjoy yourself or sign off or something. I'm not sure. So I'll take this guy, and I take here, and this is what I've explained, right? So then I take the free bishop. Okay. Let's see. The next thing that we want to do is what? So, okay, let me explain. I got a bit distracted by my very impolite guest who can avoid the stream if he wants to, really. It's not up to me. I saw, oh, this looks interesting. But it doesn't quite work. It works perfectly, by the way. Why am I struggling? Because I have this check. So I was trying to see, okay, I check you here, you move away. What I didn't ask myself is move away where? You only have literally 1 square, which is this. So when you move to this square, I have this check, and that check is checkmate. Literally, because the knight is covering this square. So that's check and mate. Okay, fine. So at this juncture, what I'm seeing is very quickly, what I've asked myself is, if I, for example, let you take my rook, okay, by playing, say, for example, this move, attacking your rook. You take my rook, I take your rook. But now your knight is so far behind enemy lines. Does it have an escape square? And I honestly can't see it. So, for example, the knight may go back to this square. Okay. And I thought for a moment I'd come here, attacking it another time, but then the bishop will come in, defending, attacking my queen, attacking that. So I'm looking at another possibility. Let's say I play here, or even better, maybe here, attacking the knight. Once again, this guy comes out, and I think I can attack your bishop. I can attack your bishop. That's defending this knight. So where does the knight go? Doesn't have squares. Okay, push forward. Takes, 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 takes. So this is better, I'm not sure. Doesn't look right. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so that's the first idea. Am I missing any other ideas? So I see I have a move like this, attacking the queen. Does that help anybody? Not quite. It's a bit tricky. I sort of have the feeling that this move is the correct move, but I have to look at other possibilities. So let's start with checks. We have checks. So I have a check here. I think you can take back. Doesn't seem to help me. Do I have a capture? Yes, I have a capture here. This is defended. I pretty much have a second capture here, queen takes, and that's it. Okay, and we have threats. So threats are moves that attack things, right? But then let's look at the balance of pieces. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 rooks, 2 rooks. You have 5 pawns, I have 5 pawns. So in this position, it's fairly equal material. I think your pawns are a bit overstretched, they're a bit advanced, and then the structure is not okay. But if not that, then that's it. Really, there's nothing. What do I want to do? Okay. But let's investigate. That's what I saw earlier, but I just couldn't find. I have to look for something better. I didn't find it. When you see a good move, look for a better one. I just couldn't find it. But let's see. I want to look at, this is easy, but I want to look at this particular idea. So here, instead of playing there, I want to see what happens if this is played. Oh, how about starting by attacking the bishop? Okay, queen to a8. So actually considered at some point between this and this, and found that this is slightly better because there are lines where this is possible, and then we can just take this guy. And also, if the queen is here, there's a possibility the knight can try and come out in some lines attacking the queen. So I sort of felt this is kind of fine. And then finally, when the queen is here, even if there's going to be a move that allows this area to be protected, it's attacked twice. So let's look at that move. Bishop e3 defending, and now knight c4 doesn't work. This is what I thought. Let's see this. Yeah, e5 is the only move there, I think. Bishop to e1. I think you can take. Okay, so the lines sort of work out. The lines work out. This, however, doesn't work. So I thought of this initially, bringing your king active, but this is not good. So the rook is still, the knight is still trapped, but you don't want to give those kinds of tempo. So you have to see what your opponent can do next. All right, so let's go to the next puzzle. Let's see. Again, this is not for everybody. Like, you have to have a certain level to be able to think of this. So already, one of the key things I'm looking at is whether I have a way to force this guy out. So I thought maybe this check, not check, I'm attacking your rook, The rook can't come up, has to go somewhere. I have this check, you move away. I have this check, I think you have to play here. I have a nice little check here. You can't block with your bishop because every time your bishop moves I take your rook, but you can block this way. And now I think we can try for a repeat checkmate. Anyway, let's do it. Why not? But let's evaluate because there's something I didn't see to the end there. We just want to check and see. Attack this guy. Analyze. So analyzing these things really helps improve your chess. So because I didn't work out the whole line, I thought I'd play this check. This is basically forced. I had to play the rook here, check, and then I had to bring my bishop up here to say check. And here, of course, you cannot move this guy because I'll probably just take. After taking, I take the rook, which is probably terrible, but you always have this move. Then I thought my bishop comes back to e4 here, threatening checkmate. But the reason I didn't play it is because I still saw this. Then I thought I'd play this move, and you can't stop the checkmate. I thought that move creates room for the king, but this guy is pinned. This doesn't work either because it's still checkmate. So what is the move here? Before I look at the engine, the engine is open, but I don't want to look at it. Like there must be a move. That move is to sacrifice a piece, I think. Bishop here. Does it work? Sort of it. It's not good enough, is it? Still losing. Okay, it's lost anyway, but I think the best move is this. Okay, take this guy. And that's a checkmate. So how do you stop everything? Oh, bishop c1. Oh, nice one. Nice move. Nice maneuver. Okay, interesting. And you still can't take this guy because of checkmate here. Wow. All right. So let me see. Oh, you can't hear me. Me, you can't hear me. Okay. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Can't hear you, doctor. Let me see. I hope you can hear me now. Okay. So I have a power backup thing in the background that's probably making a lot of noise. So that's why you may not hear me perfectly well. Let's see. The next move is what? So here the first move that comes to mind is a check, but that check doesn't work because there's a queen. So let's think about this other check right here because the rook is covering everything. I think the only move you have is this. Then I check you again. Even if you block with your knight, I can just take it and you have to move. And that check, you block with your queen and it's mate. So this is just simple check, check, mate. Okay, fine. This king is really asking for it. Look at where it's gone. You don't do this to your king, right? So the move that strikes me is this move, check. Then they have to play here. Then there's this check here. Then he has to move out, and there's this checkmate. So it's just basically calculation, tracking the king as these checks happen. Now, I used to blunder having missed something, but here I think it's just straightforward. There's nothing I've missed. I'm just double checking. That's why I'm playing slowly to be sure that I'm not missing anything important. So this kind of checkmate is kind of nice. First things first, I'll bring the rook here, check you. You have to go to the side. Now this place is covered. Then I bring a check. The only way to stop it is to bring your rook. I could make queen, and that's a checkmate. Again, I check and see. You may bring your queen, which I'll comfortably. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, fine. So let's pay attention. Because our queen is also trapped. So this is a blunder. So if I play check, they'll actually bring the queen back. Take the queen check, they take back, and we can't escape with our queen check because our queen is pinned. So that's what I was looking at. So the best line, actually, maybe this sounds better, I'm not sure. The best line actually is to use this other rook. That's why this rook has been placed here, hidden strategically, but this is a correct move. Check. Oh, I don't have that check anymore. Wait a minute. Oh, look at this move. Yeah, so I forgot that I'm still pinned. Alright, fair enough. So the move that comes to mind is what I call staccato, where the first thing you do is you attack something else and to bring the rook here. Because this place is so nicely defended. You have a queen, rook, king, but how about this move? Okay. So that's what I'm gonna do. Because the moment you move, I can pick here. So yeah, how do you stop this guy? You should think about it before you play. Of course, the move I'm thinking about is right here. If you attack me, the other rook, I'll pick. If you pick, I pick and pick again. This pawn is falling. That move is correct. So this does look like a fairly easy puzzle. I've already solved it, but I'm trying to find a way to explain, because always there's this temptation. Is it here? Is it here? So in this instance, this check, okay, double check. There's a bishop here you have to see. That's this such a serious blunder. Sorry, knight here opens a check. The king has only one move, it's a double check. You must move here. Then this knight comes here, check. How do I know this move? I've practiced this a lot of time. Not this particular puzzle, but like this process. And I just checked quickly to be sure I have a rook or a queen that can come to this file. Your queen comes in, I take it, and that's it. Okay. The problem with knight to f6 is that after the king moves away, then what? You don't have a follow-up. So this is the correct move. Then you play this check and take the queen, and it's a checkmate. Okay, fine. This is checkmate in two, surprisingly. Is it? Okay, fine. It's not necessarily in two, but checkmate is going to happen. Let me just put it that way. Because I want to play my king to f4 and trap this king. This is what I want to play. And my threat is to bring my knight here. It's going to be check. So if you move your pawn forward, check is a mate, because that king is smothered. So what else can they do? They can move. The king can't move. This pawn can't move. King can't move. So those guys are out. This is checkmate. The only guy who can move is the rook. So if the rook moves all the way here, that's going to be mate. So they only have this one move here. And I've already calculated the sequence of moves. I want to start with this check anyway. King comes here. This is checkmate. So it works perfectly. That's my move. And I've calculated the whole tactic. So here I'll just take your rook, you take back. I have my knight that can come in, piece activity, and I take your rook. Is that sufficient? I see my queen down. So check, takes, check. Let's say king up. We'll double check if there are better moves. I take, you take with the maybe rook. So what's the situation? Rook and knight versus have an extra pawn, extra piece, 5 pawns versus 5 pawns. Yep, happy to do that. Okay, so I'm just checking that after the tactic, I'm still fine. That's not like the easiest thing in the world. So this is a pretty boss kind of move. I think the move is this move, because then the rook has to take. Then we can do a nice little check. Okay, then the king can come. I'll take your rook. You must take with the queen. I bring my rook in. And even if you take my rook, I take back. It's queen versus rook. Nice. So, but But how do you spot these kinds of tactics? First and foremost, you want to see that your queen can come in check. So you sacrifice a pawn. The queen can't take because the rook just takes back. The rook takes. When the rook takes this, now the path of this queen has been blocked, so the queen can come to e4, check. Now this queen check is attacking this rook a second time because there's a rook here and there's a queen here. So the only way to defend both is here, but now the queen, the king and the queen are on the same line. So I can take your rook, you take back with your queen, of course, bring the rook, happy, like this is what I'm talking about. You take my rook, and that game is over. So this is sort of a very sad position for my opponent, I think, because okay, the first move I'm trying to see, like this rook is a little bit unhappy. That's like a serious understatement. I want to play this check. I think the only move is this. I'm calculating the second check here, and I think this is the only move. But now I cannot see the next idea. Am I missing something? But then is a checkmate threat. If I just play something funny, this check is going to come and I'm going to cry. So I sort of feel like my first move has to be this check here. The king has to sort of maintain defense. And I'm wondering if there's anything better than this. And you have to play here. I've looked at a move like this check, but the pawn just picks. Doesn't seem to work right now. So how about attacking this rook? Let's say, for argument's sake, the rook comes in, come here, still don't have it. If I can get someone here like a knight, how does my knight get there? This doesn't work. Okay, I'm just gonna play it. I haven't calculated everything. I'm just gonna assume that that move is right. That's the first one. Then I want to bring the bishop out and say check. I'm not sure what's going on here. That check doesn't seem right, but it's what I have to play. And now I have to figure out what the response here is. The only person I can bring into this game is this knight. Okay, and of course I see this king doesn't really have much by way of, so if I were to play here, for example, you take, I take, and this position has two pieces for a rook, surprisingly. That king is in prison, but I mean, like, I don't like the position of those pawns, so that doesn't work. I think it doesn't, at least. I'm tempted to take this pawn. I'll just take it, why not? Maybe it's the right move. Yeah, just take an extra pawn, but it's kinda worse. It's a tough one. I don't understand this sacrifice. Like, this looks like this about sacrifice. If I take it, if they take my knight, I take your check first. If they take my queen, I take back. You take, I take back. I'm not sure what the plan is. This guy is under attack. I'll just take this guy, why not? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you have to take this way. Because if you take this other way, of course your bishop falls, so this is the only way. Yeah, so that was a fairly straightforward one. I'm not sure why it was there, but it was. So the move that I first see is this move, check, because it adds an attacker here. So like you can't play here, this is checkmate. So you take, I play check, bishop blocks so that this bishop is safe. And They have a continuation, I can't say it, but still looks fairly reasonable. I see check. If you take with the king, then this is a check here, but you sacrifice material. Money exchange up. Queen takes here, check, takes, nothing happening. And I'm not sure. Okay. Rook is under attack, so you can't play something fancy. Oh, I've seen it. Fine. Finally. Lines. And I had to check whether I had a check. Take the queen, Victor. What am I doing? I've calculated the whole thing and I do the wrong thing. A second. It's alright. Tired. So here I'm not calculating a thing, but I should. Three more slips in a row. So that's kind of it. So here I think the first thing that I'd seen was that there's this check, then there's this check here, and this is all good. Because when the queen comes back, we can play check and take this knight. That I saw already. Second one is this, but maybe this is actually mercy because it's 11, so I probably also wanted to finish early. So this one is check here, then you play check here, and you take this guy. Then this one is probably the least. I think the move here is just to take here. So I need to put back my pawn, my queen, so I can calculate first a little bit more and see whether there's something different. Oh, that's very easy. I think I have the answer. Take here, take here. So check, take, take. A very easy puzzle because there's a checkmate threat here. The queen blocks that. They just a piece up, which and that piece is a whole rook, so that's fine. Alright guys, I think that's the end of the day. What's your rating, Dr. King Me? FIDE, my rating is really poor. It's dropped quite a bit. I think I'm now at 1960 something, if I'm not mistaken. My peak is 2030, but I've only been rated since 2017, I think. I got my first rating at 2017. By 2018, I was on 2030. I've played chess for a pretty long time, so that's also not accurate. And then in Kenya, rating wasn't really possible. So maybe if I play consistently, my rating is going to go up. That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, guys, so we'll probably try and keep this under an hour by like 1 minute. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is something we do, and yeah, I'm looking forward to doing a lot more of these things. Sorry to hear your view was for Steven. Again, as I said, it's not for everybody. So this is for me. I'm doing my chess, and since I'm doing it anyway, I could as well teach. If it's not for you, it's also fine, man. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So how do we end this? I think we'll end this by playing. No, let's not do it. I was gonna play a bullet game. Yeah, let's play a bullet game. Why not? Let's play 2 bullet games actually. You can't see my window. Let's go to full screen with everything else. Hopefully I get an opponent right now. So my bullet rating is like 2013. I'm playing 1x1. I'll play a Sicilian. Maybe I should have played something different. Let's take this guy. They'll pick with the queen now. Okay, let's play here. Play this. This is fine. Oh, nice try. So here I think this move works because then you're attacking this guy. I think you can bring out your knight this way. And I think we can try and castle. Yeah, that's kind of fine. Let me play here. So we take here. Attacking your queen. Then you play here attacking your bishop. Okay, so I was calculating a couple of things, like I pick, they pick back, I take this, they take my bishop. So really, this is the best move. I think if you take my guy here, I sort of feel that I can comfortably bring in a rook. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, oh, I forgot it's blitz. Yeah, let's try and get a bishop pair. I'm not sure whether that's the best move, but this has to be fine because I'm attacking that pawn. I think now we can definitely take this guy. Oh, poor. Okay, fine. Very poor that. So let's try and bring in our king. That doesn't work. 14 seconds. I just have picked the pawn. That have been a pawn up, all right, no problem. Let's play here. Why not? Oh, that loses a pawn. No, it doesn't, because this pawn is so high. So that's pretty why they've done what they've done there. They sort of want to play here. And now that takes away the threat I had. It's all good. They can't do that. Okay, I feel like I'm giving out an exchange. So let's play here. Play here. Play back. Play here. And to go to the 7th rank. It's kind of straightforward. Oh my goodness, that's pretty bad. Rematch. No, that was so bad. Man, that was terrible. I was much better in that position. I was completely winning. Then I just blundered all together, and that didn't work out. All right, fine. This b3. This is like it's called the something lesson. Let's play here. Stop all those business shenanigans, whatnot. Let's play here. And to pick, keep those guys closed. Let's play here. I think I'll play here. No problem. That's my bad bishop. I'm very happy to give it away. And I think I can play this move. Can I? No, I can't, because you're coming here actually. Then this is the plan I had. Then I think I can castle. I don't think you can castle the side you want to castle over there. It doesn't really work. What to do? Oh, that's pretty bad move, to be honest. What I've played there. It's not what I should have played. That move was always gonna happen. Okay, so I'm sort of okay with this to some degree. Oh, sound is not okay. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on with the sound, by the way. I really have no idea what's going on with the sound. So I really don't know what's going on with this sound business. I really don't know what's going on. So I want to bring my knight to this square. That's really the idea. I have to be very careful about moves like this. I also want to bring my knight out, which keeps this pawn blockaded. I think that move helps me quite a bit, because I also want to play this move here. I see what you're trying to do, but I don't think it works. I don't need to do anything here. And I can play here. Now if you pick, I just pick back. And I'm just happy because this guy... Oh, I missed that. Fine. Oh my goodness, that is such a bad move on my part. I sort of missed a very important thing. That was such a bad move. Yeah, let's play here. Now we have to come and trend. Okay, let's play here. Let's play here. You have to argue that this works. I'm not sure even. Okay, we have to probably want to try and make sure that this doesn't, let's play here. My king is very naked, I think. Yeah, let's play here anyway. They're gonna push that pawn up. I'm not sure how this works. Yeah, nice. Okay, let's rematch this guy. Do a new one. That was I survived.